What's up, everyone, and welcome to the Microtransaction. I'm your host, Liquid, and joining me today, we have the Xbox Messenger himself, Chris. Chris, how are you?
Woo, baby, we made it. And we did it, baby. We're on cloud nine. We on top of the world. Can't stop, won't stop. Man, you know, when you're just on the top team, on part of the top console franchise, you know, you just want to thank the world. You know, I want to thank Phil Spencer himself for giving me this award. That's right, you couldn't just get this anywhere. I just want to thank Phil Spencer. You know, today we bought Activision Blizzard. Tomorrow, we're probably going to buy the world, baby. Woo! Bro, we got that Microsoft money, baby. Let's go!
Yeah, for those who don't know, if you saw the thumbnail, you know what happened. If you weren't living under a rock, as Chris put it earlier, you know, Xbox bought out Activision Blizzard, so all the IP from Activision Blizzard is going to be falling under the Xbox brand. They bought it for just under $70 billion, and that's what we're here to talk about. We're going to share our feelings. What does this mean, and just how does it affect the industry? And yeah, we're gonna go for it. Chris, you got something for me?
Just in case y'all missed what Liquid said, he said 70 billion.
70, yeah, would it be? Would it be? Yeah, you see the thumbnail. It's in there. $70 billion. That's wild. And for those who don't know what $70 billion looks like, just Google it. You'll find out. It'll humble you real quick.
But on a more serious tip, Liquid.
Yes, sir.
This is literally fucking insane.
It's huge.
And no one knew about it.
Dude, that's okay. I think that's one of the things that impressed me probably most is that this had no, like, the Bethesda thing. We even heard it like before it happened. We heard it for, you know, we heard the rumblings. You hear them talking about it, but then this. I'm glad you brought this up. Yeah, this was so out of left field, so crazy.
The closest I could come to a hint that no one took it is when you told me the person at Treyarch, the guy that makes Call of Duty, he's like, we're in the midst of an identity crisis.
Right. Oh no, he said not an identity crisis. He said, oh, like a role playing confusion, like what roles they were going to be playing. That's the only thing. Yeah. So I didn't think about that until you just mentioned. That's so funny you mentioned that.
And now that you said it, because he told me this off camera, guys, but you know, it's supposed to be like, oh, within Call of Duty and the architect, like how they're gonna make games and stuff like that. No, they were talking about this right here. They gave us the answer, but we didn't know the question.
No, definitely not. Definitely wild here as far as the yeah, like just everything that's going through here. And we all know, you know, going back to the Bethesda thing, we saw what happened there, you know, with Bethesda and them acquiring Bethesda. Bethesda was one thing. This is way bigger than Bethesda. This is a lot bigger than Bethesda. So yeah, no, this is huge. And yeah, so Chris, we heard you yell. We heard you, you know what I'm saying, like just your a little bit of your feelings. You got a little more feelings. You can give me any more, a little in depth of what's going on here. What are you feeling right now?
Honestly, if from being an Xbox fan and you think about last generation console and the terrible place was that, and you would have told me back then, now that Microsoft would buy Activision Blizzard and everything that comes with it, I would have called you crazy.
Oh yeah.
Because it was crazy enough when they bought Bethesda. Okay? That seemed impossible, but it's like, I remember so blatantly staying in private. I'm like, oh, but they could never buy like an Activision or EA.
Oh yeah.
Now nothing seems impossible anymore.
Yeah, nothing's off the table. And yeah, I was right there with you. I couldn't agree with you more. I thought there was just no way that it could be done. Dude, I'm glad you brought that up here. Like, and I think this is tremendous news here, but I wanted to ask you one thing. Well, I don't know if I want to ask this yet. I think we should go back just to some of the articles. I just want to see some of the studios or some of the games that we know of that they should be getting. Let's go down a few lists here. I'm gonna go down the important. I'm gonna leave some out. You know what I'm saying? We don't care about Blur. Nobody gives a shit about Blur. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, Blur!
Come on now. Well, for one though, Call of Duty, obviously, that's a big one. Candy Crush, it's huge, dude. Like that's
arguably the biggest one.
Yeah, exactly. It's not, I know Candy Crush is not really our scene, you know what I'm saying? But it's big up there. Crash Bandicoot, I think that's huge for me. Diablo's huge. I would say Guitar Hero, but that's kind of run its course. I don't think there's really anything there. Overwatch, that's a big one there. Skylanders, I don't think people really into Skylanders anymore. I don't think so, right?
I don't think Skylanders is, yeah.
It was huge for a while. It was big, dude. Those kids love that thing. But now with Minecraft and what's the other one? Roblox that kids are playing.
Yeah,
I think that's kind of run its course as well. Spyro the Dragon, that's huge for me. I love Spyro the Dragon. Which honestly, this purchase gives me hope that there will be a new Spyro the Dragon. I kind of want, you know what I'm saying?
There will definitely be another Spyro.
Because for those who don't know, as far as what happened with Activision, Toys for Bob and Vicarious Visions, these are the two development teams that made Crash Bandicoot, that brought us the Crash Bandicoot remastered and the collection and the Spyro the Dragon remastered collection. And they made the new Crash Bandicoot, and I was just hoping for a new Spyro, but those teams were shifted to how about Call of Duty, and it was just such a huge mess, dude. So Activision was it seemed like they were on the downfall, still making money, obviously, hand over fist. But as far as from a PR point, like we know with Bobby Kotick and Call of Duty, all that crap that's going on. Let me just continue down the list. I'm going to close it out here. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, it kind of...
Same story, though, with that. They made the remake, did well, but didn't do well enough, and they got holstered to Call of Duty as well.
Right. So, yeah, and World of Warcraft. Let's close out World of Warcraft. So huge.
Little game.
But yeah, that's just the a few of them there, just to name a few. Any that I missed that you know of?
Now, huh?
Oh, is there anyone that I missed that you cared about by any chance?
I'm just gonna say MLG.
MLG, they do
because I know there's certain things that like Activision owns, but MLG is still a brand that matters to some people, and I wonder if we'll get to see anything of that. That's me on a personal level. Do I think that's anywhere near the top of the list of things they got to worry about? Not at all.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing this does, besides the gorilla in the room, is it pads out their PC library. It basically makes their PC with Diablo and World of Warcraft and I don't know, and what's the
Hearthstone?
Game
Hearthstone, that's right. Totally
Hearthstone.
Yep.
Yeah, with these powers combined, it makes Xbox Game Pass on the PC undeniable now. It just gives you a excellent Game Pass seems unreal now.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Finish.
It just seems like how did we get here? If you would have told me at the beginning of Game Pass that we'd be like, oh yeah, World of Warcraft, then normally like $10 a month to play. What if that gets absorbed into the Game Pass costs, and then now you don't it just comes with your Game Pass. You no longer have to pay that money to them. You're just paying for Game Pass.
Right.
What if that world happens?
No, that'd be wild. I think it will truly then be finally be the Netflix of gaming. Like it already is. Like we're already seeing the signs of it, and then I think this sort of more just solidifies that. Where it's like you said, especially with the PC side of things, it just makes it the absolute Netflix of gaming. Which I want to ask this question, and finally the question comes up here: is this acquisition good for the gaming industry as a whole?
I think yes. And this is the reason why I'm going to say this, because it puts PlayStation on notice. Today, I bet you could hear a pin drop at Sony Studios.
Sony HQ.
Across the world, because they realize I'm gonna say the name Call of Duty, kind of their main, Call of Duty is kind of what I saw a crazy statistic, don't know how true it is, but it's supposed to be 30% of people really stick to their first party games, and it's supposed to be the other two line shares of it. It's is Call of Duty and Fortnite. Like
Okay.
the audience are super big and like 10% holds everything else.
Okay.
Take it with a grain of salt. I saw it. I don't know how true it is, so take it with a grain of salt.
Mhm.
But Call of Duty was their Vanguard, even as terrible as that game was still the #1 purchase game on the PlayStation Store. And now potentially that could be taken away.
Mhm.
So that's a lot of money that was once on the table that now is just off.
Right. No, absolutely. Oh, go ahead.
And I just want to say, like, that kind of realization knows that these smaller studios that Sony is buying, is that gonna be is that enough?
Right.
And I think there's no way that this isn't the arms race we already knew it was. Like, this is just a clear shot down, like, across the river. Like, you know what I mean? Just
right.
It is what it is.
Absolutely. No, you're absolutely right. And as far as my thoughts on that question here, see, I'm of two minds. Here's the thing, though. You know what I'm saying? I think it helps. I think it helps certain parts of gaming. For example, like we mentioned with the Toys for Bob and the Vicarious Visions, that talent is being wasted. All right, so now I feel like now they get to do something that they probably can shine at, you know, and I think that's a great thing. The employees over at Activision, with the whole under Bobby Kotick and all the crap that was going on there, I feel like finally they get some kind of sigh of relief. I think that's great. You know what I'm saying? Especially we're hearing now that Bobby Kotick plans on stepping down. You know what I'm saying? Stepping down. So he's just going to get his bag and run. You know, okay, that's fine. Whatever. He's out of here. That's the point. All right? That's really what we need here. So I think those are great things there. All right? I think where it hurts, the problem that we start running into now is then you start talking about, and I don't think they're even close to this yet, but I think this is where it starts. Monopolizing. All right, when it comes to monopolies, when it comes to, you know, one person owning a sort of everything where there's no competition is not a good thing, obviously. You know what I'm saying? That's where it hurts. You know, because it's just like you said, it's like they bought out Activision. What you know what I'm saying? Nothing's off the table at this point. Who's stopping them from being able to do that? Granted, I know there's laws in place that prevent these kinds of things here, but I feel like it only goes so far. Like I feel like there's always wiggle room around something, especially when you're talking about international things. Now you're not just talking about within the United States. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's just where I'm at here. It's just a little tough. To say flat out that yes, it's good. You know, I would love to say, yeah, no, this is great. Because, like, you know, me being a Call of Duty player, dude, if I had the opportunity to just pay $15 a month to play this crappy Call of Duty rather than spending $60 to $70 on it, yeah, I'd prefer that, obviously, because then I don't have to waste any money on that. You know, so I think that's a great thing. You know what I'm saying? So I don't dislike. I do like it myself from a personal standpoint because I have Game Pass. You know, so I do like it. But so I think in the short term I think it's great. I think on the long term I hope it just doesn't make things worse. That's where I'm at.
Okay, Liquid. We got into the games. We're gonna get back to the games.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. You touched on a very interesting thing, which is, you know, Bobby bullshit over there, and how he's gonna take his bag and run. And I think with the new leadership with Xbox that they're gonna like build up, because who is it? Is it Raven Studios? It's still on strike.
I believe so. It's Raven, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, like they're just on strike. They're just like not doing anything.
Right.
They're just out. I bet this is a huge sign really to the people that felt like they couldn't say something and do anything, and it was just a terrible time, and like there was no way up. This is the green light in the darkness. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, and you know, with Bobby bullshit gone.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna make Sarah Bond the leader over there.
And who's Sarah Bond? Is she on this list here?
Look at the article, Sarah Bond.
Okay, I see her. You think they'll make her leader? You see, okay.
Yes.
There's another
because I'm sorry. She is so amazing at her job, and apparently a lot of the wheels and deals with Bethesda and other like deals in the background is all through her. People talk about how she's a beast.
Okay.
when it comes to like Xbox and stuff like that. And she's been on podcasts and shows and stuff like that. Like she's taking, you could tell she is Phil Spencer's like, if she's not taking this position, when Phil eventually leaves, she might be the protege because she's just following in the Phil Spencer book,
Right.
and everyone's down for it.
Now you see, because I think that's a great. I think that's where she goes. I think so because Call of Duty is, and I forget her name, but there was some woman who was supposed to be taking over some of the reins over there, and she got screwed. And I totally forgot her name, and that sucks. But I do think they give it to someone internally. I do think they give it to a woman. I'm sorry, just because of all the situations, because the situation that it's in. I think that's what it comes down to. But yeah, I think Sarah Bond stays more tied to Xbox as a whole, and like and under like you said, like almost like that, like Phil's sort of like the go-to person when it comes to with Phil Spencer. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think I don't know. I just think she would fit perfectly, especially if she's like you say, a beast making deals like this, or you know, the backbone of some of this stuff. Then why not? Why move her? You know, so why stop a great thing? You know.
And I get what you're saying, and the answer I have for that, because she's such a beast, and because she's so accountable, and because she is a woman, and it's not just because she's a woman. I can't stress that enough.
Right.
She's overqualified and just so happens to be a woman.
Yeah.
Like you know what I'm saying. Like if that gets lost, I would hate for that to get lost in translation. But it's one of those things, because it is a $70 billion acquisition. You need someone. You're like your right hand.
Yeah.
You need someone in that position that you can absolutely trust. So when that person can prove they can be in charge of a $70 billion acquisition, and then you want them in front of Microsoft, it makes sense.
Yeah, that's a great point.
That's what I think with that. And I just hope, like you said, like these teams that lost their way, that people hold the development teams that wanted to make awesome video games that you couldn't because they had to be part of the Call of Duty machine. And understandably so. We all understood why Call of Duty and Activision did it before. They were the number one game for 13 years straight, selling wise, like per dollar.
Yeah.
It's just the nature of the beast. It is what it is.
Right.
But hopefully this brings a new future, because the Call of Duty name, even though like it has been muddied, the money's still there. Right. So they just need a facelift. And this is where I think Liquid, and I'm hoping against hope, and I want to know what you think about this, if this is the beginning of them not doing a yearly Call of Duty.
Oh, that's good. That's a good question. I think if they keep the studios they have, that's the Sledgehammer, Treyarch, and Infinity Ward team, I think they stick with the whole yearly thing. Actually, I don't know, because then you're kind of like, it's so funny because now that they have Activision, they have essentially Halo's number one competitor. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, I think if you make it yearly, you start cutting into Halo you start cutting into like that Halo hype, or you start cutting into the Halo fan base. But with how much money it makes, I think you stick with it. You stick with the yearly thing. I think at the end of the day, money's what's going to make the world go around. And at the end of the day, that's what happens, is that Call of Duty stays as a yearly or year-round. I don't know, what am I missing? Year-round. Annually released. Jesus, I couldn't get that out. But yeah, we
got a lot of going on. Don't worry about
yeah. It stays as an annual release just because the money's just too damn good. I think that's where it stays.
See, and this is me with my tinfoil hat on, right? This is just me thinking. I'm like, what if those three teams, they're like, hey, if you want to stay working on Call of Duty, great. We're making one super studio. And like, we two parts, one to keep up Warzone, the other one to make the latest Call of Duty, is no longer annualized. So the people who want to be broken free of the Call of Duty stuff, they can just leave and they get siphoned around the Microsoft. Because you have to remember, there's a whole thing called id that's still there. So now you're fucking with id.
Well, not even
and
just
Call
id.
of Duty together. I'm just saying, imagine a id level looking game, and with a coalition, and you have all these things, and then you add Call of Duty to that.
Well, even 343, I'd argue. You got 343. They can move to 343 too. So yeah, absolutely.
It's just all because Microsoft loves to keep things very much in-house,
Mhm.
and the house is getting bigger
Yeah.
by the day.
Yeah, for sure.
So I Liquid, just because it's you, and I have to ask this question, bro.
Yeah.
So, Call of Duty, does it stay on PlayStation?
All right, so this is the burning question. I think it does. All right, and here's why. Now, I think you make it obviously Game Pass, and you sell it at full price over on the PlayStation side of things. That stays, as usual, per usual there. That doesn't go away. All right, that's where you get your benefit, is that you're you know what I'm saying? Because when you look at the sales, Call of Duty on PlayStation sells hand over fist more than it does on Xbox. All right, and I pulled up when I read an article here. I pulled it up before the show, and this was as of November of last year. Okay, when it came to the sales of Call of Duty, PlayStation 5, just the PS5, made up 41% of its sales. PS5. PlayStation 4 made up 29%. Okay, the Xbox One made up 19%, and the Series X made up 11%. Okay, that's a huge difference. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. You're looking at what, 70 to 30 essentially. So in other words, you're telling me 70 to 30. That's what, almost 75%. So it's just like 1 out of 4 Call of Duties being sold on Xbox. I don't know. I just feel like you don't mess with that, because again, at the end of the day, the money is where it's at. And granted, I know Xbox is gearing more towards a subscription-based service. I don't know, man. I just feel like you'd be crazy not to keep sales essentially on PlayStation, especially when you have, because like Halo's not going to PlayStation, so you still have that. You know what I'm saying? You still have your original IP. That's not, nothing's changing there. But again, I just think, and I think there's more, because I know we had this sort of conversation with like Elder Scrolls and all that, but I'm sorry, they don't sell like Call of Duty does. They like Call of Duty that's not. We're talking about two different. You're comparing apples to oranges at that point, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to like Elder Scrolls, or I don't know, I guess Fallout. Like I know Fallout 4 I think has some pretty decent sales, but I don't know if they made Call of Duty sales. That's for sure, especially when it's annual guaranteed money. But that's where I'm at.
You don't spend $70 billion to keep it the same way. They spent that money.
But it's not the same way though. That's not the same way.
change.
It's not the same way.
Hold on.
Okay. I'm just saying.
They bought Activision Blizzard to make hard moves. We saw it with Bethesda, and I think by 2024, I think they get to keep Warzone.
Okay.
They get to have Warzone, but the yearly or bi-yearly, however it ends up being,
right,
comes out. I think that stays strictly Xbox.
Okay. So now, like you said, because you said you don't keep it the same, and I don't think you are keeping it the same, because now you're making money off of that from PlayStation. Yeah,
but they could have done that with Bethesda, and they didn't.
Again, Bethesda doesn't make the money that fucking Activision makes when it comes to Call of Duty.
But they make money. But that just shows. Obviously, they make 1/10 of the deal was 1/10 of it. You know what I'm saying? If we're going by purchase, but $70 billion, like I get
what
to
you're
be
saying.
number one. This means this is no way, shape, or form that they want to be number two anymore. You consider Sony number one and Xbox number two,
right? And
this is how you stamp out the competition.
Okay, I mean, I see what you're saying. I think at the end of the day, you still, like, I don't know, like Xbox is making these purchases. Obviously, Call of Duty is going to be Call of Duty. That's not going anywhere. And so you're seeing it as like they're just trying to stamp out PlayStation altogether, right? Essentially,
they're trying to be number one.
They're trying to be number one, essentially, which they haven't been since day one, essentially, right?
Well, like, I guess the closer you come to like the first half of the 360
era, and the 360 came out a year before it came out. So yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
But I don't know, man. It's just like at the end of the day, like when I look at the things, like I'm just like, let's say I see Xbox, like even with the Activision and Call of Duty that I usually get every year, and if I have an opportunity to pick an Xbox over a PlayStation, I'm still going to choose PlayStation because I feel like they have the better exclusives. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if they're gonna keep Call of Duty the same, essentially, because that's usually the biggest argument of Call of Duty. And I say Call of Duty, I don't know how much I say Call of Duty only because I know Call of Duty more than all the other games that are on this lineup. So that's why I'm only really.
I feel like but that's how it is for mostly everyone.
Okay, good. So then great. So then hopefully everybody's following along with me. Where like as far as what I'm saying here, like I just feel like, you know, I don't know. I just feel like Call of Duty is just like, it's just one game for me. You get what I'm saying? Like I feel like it's I want to see if when it comes to this decision, I have to see the original stuff that's coming out. We saw E3, we saw a lot of good stuff from E3. You know what I'm saying? But
are you talking about Xbox or
on Xbox side? Yeah, I'm sorry, on Xbox side.
Okay.
Like we know their next exclusive is what? Redfall? Is that what's coming out?
Yeah, I think so,
that's
yes.
it. Well, that's one of their the next exclusives. I think that game doesn't look good. I don't think that I don't care about that game. I want to try it. I still want to try it. Obviously, the great thing about Game Pass is you can try these things without any issues. You know what I'm saying? I get to try it. I'm not fully committed to buying something. You know, so that's dude. I'll be honest with you. These red cups back here are tempting. I want to fucking knock them down every time I see them.
No, do not do it.
No, I'm not gonna do it. I'm kidding.
I was looking at it. But like the thing is, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
And I like you say it's only one game.
Yeah.
And I love the way you said that, because for you and I, Call of Duty is one game.
Right.
But for the average gamer, we talked about it at length before on previous podcast episodes. You can catch here the microtransaction on youtube.com. But it is some people's game, period. Like that is all they play throughout the year. And when they start hearing the Xbox, like, wait, what?
Yeah, that you can only play it on Xbox.
They're gonna be like, wait, what? And they're like, oh man, but it's kind of the only thing I play. And it was the same transition, because remember, everyone used to play Call of Duty on the 360.
Oh yeah, me included. I would play everything on PlayStation, and then 360 was to play my Halo and Call of Duty. Oh yeah.
And you know, once they bought it and they were like, hey, PlayStation, make sure to have PlayStation for the Call of Duty tournaments, and that kind of shifted the narrative for a younger audience.
Right.
And so I think we're seeing almost the reverse of that. There is going to be growing pains, but that's when I feel like that's when they're like, hey dude, you like Call of Duty the last 20 years? Yeah, well, here's all of them.
Yeah, no, that's a great point.
And you're like, oh shit.
And I feel like it's been not shifting towards Xbox, but shifting out of PlayStation for a little while now. Like I know we see the marketing on the commercials, but even the tournaments, they don't play on PlayStation. The tournaments don't show the PlayStation logo anymore, like the pros and stuff like that, because they all play on PCs now.
I bet they're gonna show that 360 thing.
Oh
now.
yeah. It'll be the Game Pass or Xbox logo. Yeah, absolutely.
They're gonna have Call of Duty tournaments and be like the Game Pass tournaments.
Now this is what gets me excited, is it because you mentioned the MLG being associated with Activision, because then I'm just like, well hell, maybe instead of HCS, can we rebrand it to MLG? You know, bring that nostalgia back in. That would be cool, dude. That would be so cool. Like keep Activision as CDL. You could keep that the way it is, because like that's a thing that worked for them. You know what I'm saying? But at least Halo. You know what I'm saying? If you don't do both, just give me Halo and MLG.
Hear me out.
What's that?
Now we're going crazy, right? Because you know how PlayStation bought Evo, right?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And you know how there's a couple games? What if you throw MLG and you throw Halo and Call of Duty and World of Warcraft? Like you make it this major esports event.
Yeah.
And it's all under the umbrella of MLG.
That would be cool, because it would be just like it was back in the day. Because CDL, you know, you only expect Halo. I mean Call of Duty. HCS, you only expect Halo. Back in the day when we used to go to MLG, Gears of War was over here, Halo was over there. I don't know where the hell was over here. I think Call of Duty had a little corner at the time.
They had the smallest corners.
I think Madden had a corner at one point too. Like,
oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, dude. Like, it was but yeah, no, that was wild times. So yeah, if they can bring that back, I'd be juiced, dude.
That sense of community.
Yeah, I'd be juiced. I'd be so juiced.
Oh my god, bro, that'd be so. Well, imagine if we were watching a Halo game, like, there's gonna be a little break. Let's see what Call of Duty's going on over
Right,
there.
right.
Let's see what the Florida Mutineers are doing. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
this has the potential to make what deemed impossible possible.
right.
And this is what I'm talking about. This is just us being two nerds talking in our rooms about what could be.
Yeah.
And I think
like pie in the sky kind of things.
Pie in the sky. And I'll tell you one thing, I'm excited for Call of Duty to be on Game Pass, and then me just running through all these stories, bro. All these story modes.
Yeah,
just
absolutely. And they're short enough where you can get through them like you're pretty quick. They're like 5 to 6 hours. So yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, and then like it's funny because I made a joke yesterday where I was like, man, I can't wait not to play Overwatch.
Oh, I see.
Well,
we'd play. I think we'd play if we're all playing. You're gonna jump on, obviously, because even me personally, like,
I wasn't at the time.
Oh no, that's fine. But I'm just saying, like, Overwatch, I've always been excited for Overwatch. Like, I like watching. I think it looks cool. But I'm just like, I don't want to pay for it. Oddly enough, I have paid for it. I paid for it several times on both on Blizzard's thing, the Battle.net, as well as PlayStation.
Taco Bell pays for mine. Okay.
Actually, I lied, dude. I even have it on Xbox. I have it on everything. I have it on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. Dude, I think I bought it on PlayStation. Dylan bought it for me on Xbox, and then I bought it again on PC. I bought it on PC, never played it on PC.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's wild.
I don't know. You know what makes me excited too is like I think of the Diablo games. I'm like, they're gonna be on Game Pass. I'm like those games. I'm like, you know what? Like
I thought they were on Game Pass. Was I wrong? I thought they were on Game Pass for some reason. I know the new one was supposed to be coming to Game Pass. The remastered was supposed to be coming to Game Pass. I think that's the one, or something like that. But go on. I'm sorry.
Well, now they're all coming to Game Pass.
Yeah. They'll be there.
You know,
they'll be there.
Diablos. I'm like, what if they make it where I could play World of Warcraft on my controller?
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
That opens up a potential audience like me, who've like, man, I don't know if I'll play World of Warcraft, but now that you put, you put it on this bad boy over here. I got paddles. Let me
ask you a question. What if they make it Game Pass but exclusive to the PC Game Pass? Is that a problem? Because there are games like that already.
I don't think it's gonna be legit. Honestly, I can't. The Xbox fanboy is like, you know what? Good. You have some stuff, I have some stuff, whatever, dude. Like, don't get me wrong, it makes me think about like, man, if I do ever like build a PC, like I'll be able to like for like the $15 I'm already spending. Yeah. I just hop on over.
You already got games.
And now I'm playing. Yeah, I already got games installed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, I think it's great. I think it's a small problem. I don't think it's a huge problem, but yeah, I think it's a problem, but not that. I think it's barely. Even.
As the Xbox brand itself, I think it's good for the sense of like, oh, this stuff is on our PC side, and it makes our PC sales stronger. And it's good because right now Xbox will have swallowed up with God of War, and now the God of War stuff a lot quieter now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Even though it's making buku money, it's the best selling
PC game.
PC game for PlayStation.
It's a great game on PC. I'll be honest with you.
But just stuff like that. Now I'm okay. I think we covered mostly everything we wanted to cover. Yeah. Oh wait, another thing is 25 million games.
Subscriptions.
Subscriptions
on Game Pass,
which is wild.
Now I because it sounds like a big number. Now I don't know exactly how much you need. Like I know Phil Spencer said that right now Game Pass is sustainable. I don't know how much you really.
He said it's profitable.
No, I heard sustainable. Are you sure?
Oh,
I heard no problem. I heard he was avoiding the word profitable for a reason. But even sustainable, that means it's holding its own. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the first step before you become profitable. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They say Netflix, I think, took 10 years before they officially became profitable. So
yeah, you're right.
So I'm sure it'll take some time.
The Epic Game Launcher still netted to be at negative for like another 4 years.
So it's not. I don't think if it's not profitable, I don't think it's a big deal. I don't think it's not surprising. I think it's like, I'm saying. I think it's gonna happen. But regardless, I don't know how much you need to become profitable. I would like to see what that number looks like. But I think that's still huge. I think it's a great start. I think it sounds great for your PR wise. It sounds fantastic. This is good stuff.
I think right now it'd be like if there was somebody who was new to gaming,
right.
and they asked me, what should I get, PlayStation or Xbox? I think I would have to be like, bro, get Xbox. Get an Xbox Series S and Game Pass.
Yeah.
It's just the value is just it's undeniable.
Right.
Now.
If they're like someone, if they're not really I would say if they're not like hardcore, you know what I'm saying, like they just want to play some games and stuff like that. Yeah, the Series S and it perfect. If they don't have a PC already as it is, then the Series S I think is a perfect or sort of like entry level to get into this thing. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like before it was kind of it was like, bro, this shit's so good. Now it's just like, bro, you're just lying to me now. Like, bro, like come on,
let's
dog.
be serious. I got you.
Let's be real here. We get it. God of War is dope as hell and is going to be dope. We don't have to lie to each other anymore.
Yeah, right.
I think that's another thing is that I feel like now, undeniably, Xbox has to be considered a legitimate competitor to PlayStation.
Oh yeah, well you see, I think I feel like they've always been a competitor. Well, I guess if you take out last generation, all right. If you talk about 360 and PS3, I think they've been a legitimate competitor since then. I know they tripped over themselves obviously with the Xbox One, but ever since the Series X and Series S has rolled out, I think they've been still a legitimate competitor. I mean, we talked about the sales numbers and the consoles, that seem closer than what we thought. So yeah, I think they've always been a competitor. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think so too, but now it's like undeniable.
Yeah, now it's like oh, okay, you could see it now. You don't have to do any research.
Yeah, you know how we say it with like how you just easily said it with the 360 and PS3. I feel like you can have that conversation right now.
Right. Yeah, I feel you.
I'll tell you one thing. Before I was like, there's no way they're gonna do day and date with Spartacus.
I was thinking the same thing now.
Right now.
I'm like, they either need to do day and day or they need to come up with something huge. Like, because something has to happen. Something has to happen.
Because this is.
I think day and date has to be done too.
Yeah, because oh my god, dude, like this shit is bonkers. It's just bonkers, dude. Yeah. It's insane.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
So
all right, so anything? My mind is blown from the possibilities.
We kind of touched up on everything that I can think of. Anything you got for me?
Game ban, blah, blah,
the only thing I have left to say is, hey, PlayStation, it's time to start. Bro, you better start saying something soon, bro, before another big purchase starts happening. It's time to it's time to either roll out something. You gotta start talking.
I think in the news, I know the hype that we're in right now. I think this solves their Q1 woes.
Oh yeah,
Xbox. You know, I told you they didn't have nothing for Q1,
right?
For like exclusively that's theirs. I think this solves it. The promise of things to come while things are going to be coming up on Game Pass.
Right.
And just in case of watching us right now, Death's Door's on Game Pass, and that's a Game of the Year contender. So if you haven't already, go play Death's Door.
I'm excited for Nobody Saves the World that just dropped today.
Oh yeah, they did too. Yeah,
I'm so happy to play that, dude. Oh, I can't wait. Chris.
Yep.
Any last words you have? Anything else you got for me before we let the children go?
Okay, Liquid.
Yeah. Do
you think there is a world where Game Pass comes to PlayStation?
I do. Well, we've even during the Bethesda acquisition, I've said it then, so I'm saying it again. I do think it is a world that it comes to, PlayStation. I do think it becomes like its own version, like a watered down version. Like I think Call of Duty, stuff like that will be there. I think Halo will try to stay I guess I don't know, dude. Because at that point, I feel like it's off the table. I feel like Xbox just throw us all your money. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, but I do feel like it'll be like just more like a watered down, hey, this is the PlayStation version of Game Pass. This is what it looks like, kind of like a skeleton of the other stuff you get, or hell, maybe Ultimate doesn't come there, or whatever Ultimate comes with at the time. But I do believe it comes with it. How about you?
I think now is the first time where I think it's not crazy, and I love the way you said like a skeleton version of it. I think that it's so that's so important, right? Because you hopefully get some of that audience that's over there, if they haven't already came over because of everything that's been going on, that they're like, oh man, stuff's pretty rad for Game Pass over there. They're doing cool stuff,
right?
And you want to get on top of that, and I'm gonna ask one more question. What do you think about the Nintendo Switch?
I was gonna say, I think that one gets one too. I think they get it. You get a version of Game Pass. You get Game Pass. They're like Oprah out here just giving out Game Passes. Yeah, I think Nintendo gets one too. You know what I'm saying? And like, not necessarily on the hardware, but from the cloud point of view, absolutely. And how good the cloud works with the like mobile and tablet. I think that would be perfect for Nintendo side of things. I think Nintendo will have like Xbox Game Pass Cloud. It'll be called like a cloud version, and I think that's what Nintendo gets. Mark my words. If I'm right, bro, you better believe this clip's going back up.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Oh man.
By the way, we will continue to cover this.
Oh yeah.
This is an ever-growing story.
Right.
Hell, the story from this morning until us recording now has changed.
Right.
So I can't imagine a week from now. But the more we know, you guys know.
Yeah, as the story develops, yeah, absolutely. We'll bring it to you. But I guess per usual, I'm gonna leave you all, as always, love each other, take care, but above all else, be cool. This has been a microtransaction.